Colville Bay oysters prepared 3 ways. First, we have a Japanese-inspired preparation, a sake poached oyster with Asian pear slaw with a perfectly shelled lobster claw.
I have absolutely no experience with oysters. It's very out of my comfort zone.
The next oyster is served raw, but topped with an intricate mignonette, champagne jelly, red tobacco, and chervil.
Feels like there's like 3 dozen things going on in each little teeny tiny oyster. There's a lot of stuff.
The third and final oyster is our take on oyster Rockefeller with bechamel, spinach puree, sautéed oyster mushroom, and a blend of cheese and toasted panko breadcrumbs.
Let's go! Hustle, 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 guys. I'm feeling pretty terrified about this pressure test. I'm gonna fight as hard as I've ever fought in my life for this. I'm not going home.
Good hustle, Jen, good hustle.
There's so many ways that you can prepare oysters. One of those ways is a poached Japanese preparation, and you need to be very, very careful with that.
Just kind of going with the flow here.
I don't want to see them dropping an oyster into a roaring pot of boiling sake. It kills the flavor of the sake, and it will destroy the oyster.
It's nice. True redemption is getting back into a pressure test and coming out alive. Moving on. This pressure test is the most important thing I've ever done in my life.
Kagan, how are you?
I think I kind of embarrassed myself a little bit in that last challenge, so I'm looking for redemption number 2.
You opened a lot of oysters,
Yep.
but only a few of them were successful.
I'm gonna learn from that. I think the biggest challenge here is really the pressure, so it's gonna come down to who performs best under pressure today.
One thing is for certain, you are a fighter. You don't give up.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see what you do. They also have to prepare a raw oyster, and there's nothing simple about that task. A beautiful classic mignonette, which is usually done with red wine, shallots, very clean, very fresh. You gotta make sure the mignonette does not have too much acidity. It has to be perfectly balanced.
Lots of potential for mistakes here.
Does it smell good, Becky?
Yeah.
Hi, Becky.
Hi.
How you doing?
All right.
First pressure test. Nervous?
Not really.
Not really. So, you confident?
Yeah.
Have you ever cooked an oyster before?
No.
No. And you're not nervous at all?
No.
Cold as ice.
I tell you, don't be nervous, but you should always care. Remember that,
Yeah.
all right?
You're a savage, Becky. You're a savage, Becky.
I want the judges to know that I can handle the pressure. I do have emotions, I just don't show them.
10 minutes, you have 10 minutes left. The Rockefeller is everyone's favorite, including me. First of all, get a nice, rich bechamel sauce with spinach. Very careful, get that taste right.
Trey, get that in the oven right now.
You are going to broil it inside a hot oven.
Find the next gear here, guys.
Jen?
You're a machine, Jen. You're a machine.
One of the key elements of that poached Japanese preparation is the lobster claw. Poach until it's just cooked, and then the careful procedure of gently cracking it and removing it whole from its claw.
Yes! Here comes your moment, Becky.
Oh, Becky. Hi there, Jen.
Hi, Chef Michael. Sorry, I'm not looking at you. I've never done this before, so this
Very
should be
gently with it.
interesting.
Deep breath. Gently, gently. You deserve that.
Thank you.
So I'll let you carry on. Good luck.
I am my biggest obstacle. Years ago, I had the chance to go to cooking school and I didn't. I just didn't go because I thought, why would they want someone like me? But I'm done standing in my own way.
2 minutes, you have 2 more minutes left. 2 minutes, get those oysters plated.
Keep going, keep going.
Yeah, Becky. Yeah, Becky.
It's so important to get the right ingredients on the right oyster.
Kagan has a tendency of forgetting things. Look at the oyster. He shucked the most, but he forgot to release them.
Let's go, Kagan.
I need to take my time with this. If I rush it, oyster's gonna look terrible.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hands up!
The unshakable Becky. It looks like you carbon copied the plate that we showed you. Well, let's see how your raw oyster tastes. The mignonette is expertly done. Good heat, the peppercorns are finely ground. It complements that oyster beautifully.
Sauce, good flavor, well seasoned. Right combinations of the cheese, the breadcrumb, and finally that mushroom. This oyster Rockefeller, it's one of the best I've ever had.
Wow, Becky.
Very well done.
Thank you.
That's it, Becky.
Becky, you were the only one that had that oyster in the grasp of the pincers of the lobster, as was shown. Fresh, crisp, and crunchy, the way it should be. Nice seasoning on the lobster claw, but it is, in my opinion, slightly underdone. You're not making it easy.
Good job, babe.
My sea scallop mousse. What I'm looking for in the perfect sea scallop mousse is a balance of taste and texture. A light, delicate, fluffy mousse with a perfectly creamy texture to it.
I don't get a mousse. Why would you do that to real food? Why don't you just throw it on the grill?
Please come up to taste this dish. You need to produce for the elimination challenge.
I don't know mousse textures. I need to nail that taste.
I've made a lot of mousses before. I know the general principles behind making it. You just gotta add some scallop now.
I've never even made a dessert mousse, so I just hope I can make it look and taste exactly like Chef Michael's.
So David chose my sea scallop mousse to challenge the rest of the home cooks. I think that was a wise choice because it is a very tricky and technically difficult thing to do. It is about taking a beautiful sea scallop, still respecting the flavors of it, but transforming it into this delightful, delectable, delicious, soft mousse.
You see the scallop here, you can't overwork it. Once you overwork it and gets too warm, your mousse is done. It's going to just fall as you bake it.
This is not really my style of cooking. I don't know. I've never done a mousse before, right?
Let's get an egg white in there. Now they're starting to add their egg whites to the mousse, which will not only help bind, but it also helps lighten the mousse.
Now, Michael, Jennifer doesn't have any eggs. Is it possible to recover from that misstep?
That's a tough one to recover from. So she's got to be able to find that sweet point and do the absolute best she can.
I need to figure out some sort of way that I'm going to bind together this sea scallop mousse. So we're going to get creative today. I happen to have flour that I grabbed from the pantry and butter, so I'm going to make a roux and just pray it dissolves enough so that the judges cannot taste flour in my sea scallop mousse.
I'm truly being surprised with Jennifer. She had a total meltdown, and then she's still persevering.
Lynn,
Yes, chef.
I see you've got some wonderful fish stock on here.
And my lobster should be ready in about 3 minutes.
No overcooked lobster for me.
Yes, sir.
Who do you think is going to have a really difficult challenge with this cook?
Michael. He was asking me, how do you make a cream sauce?
Did you give him any advice?
There's only 7 of us left, so I just as soon not be the most helpful person right now.
I'll let you carry on.
Thank you.
I want nice, hefty chunks of lobster that you can really sink your teeth into. Go big or go home. Again.
Everything is going perfectly to plan. I got my timing right.
Hopefully the mousse cooks in time.
So the sauce is as important as any component on this particular dish. What I'm looking for is obviously taste, thickness, the shine, and the overall amount of sauce on the dish. If they over-reduce the fish stock, it can make the sauce turn a little yellow in color. I want a nice white sauce.
Whew. I gotta hope and pray that that mousse cooks properly down there.
1 minute! You have 1 minute left! Come on, 1 minute!
The lobster's cooked.
If they're not plating now, they're in trouble.
They are, yeah.
It's perfect. Yes.
Moment of truth.
Wow.
So I check my mousse. It looks right to me. Hopefully it tastes okay.
First time doing a mousse?
Yes, chef.
At first glance, I think it's a great replication. I see the lobster in the mousse. you've done a great job with respecting the ingredient. But the color of the sauce is a little more off-white than I had asked for. Whilst it has a nice, smooth consistency to it, I do find it just a little more firm than I would have liked. And that may be because you didn't add enough cream to it, or maybe it was just overcooked a hair. But from a taste perspective, spot on. Great job.
Thank you, Chef.
John, please bring up your dish.
I can tell that it didn't set long enough in the ramekin.
When I took it out, the plastic that was around the ramekin was burnt off. So right there, it just didn't steam it.
I think you over whipped it. I think that was a mistake. And then when you have the friction of the blades hitting the delicate meat of the scallop, you add heat to it, and the scallops don't really relate to that.
Damn.
Very nice deshelling of the lobster claw. Unfortunately, I can't see any bits of lobster in there. Did you add the lobster in?
Yes, added the whole tail in the mixture.
Well, I can hardly taste it. Did you remove the cartilage?
I thought I got part of it out.
I didn't know what you got out. You want me to eat it?
Most definitely not.
So that's another error. I'm surprised because, you know, I see you improving, I see you getting away from the beef, but unfortunately for this dish, it's not your best work.
Jennifer, please bring up your sea scallop mousse. At the beginning of this cook, you were in pieces. How are you feeling now?
A lot better, and thank you for calming me down. I honestly didn't think I'd be able to recover from it.
So you forgot your eggs.
Yes, I did.
What did you do to turn this around?
I kind of made a bit of a roux. I tried to incorporate that into the scallops when I was whipping it.
I think it was a very ingenious idea, but will it deliver the lighter texture? Jennifer? It did work. It is surprisingly light, moist. I really don't get the taste of any of that starchiness from the roux. It is a tad more dense than I would have liked, but the seasoning is spot on. The lobster is delicious. A lesson to everyone in resourcefulness and creativity. Because this, as a replication, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Please go back to your station.
I don't think Jennifer's a threat to me in this competition. I do believe, however, that some people don't take her as seriously as they should. She just doesn't give up.
Sabrina, please bring us your dish. A little light on the sauce, not as clean demolding.
I just wish my ramekin could have set for 1 minute before I had to plate it.
It looks like it's just cooked through from what I can tell visually. For me, has a good depth of flavor. In terms of its presentation, it's not the pretty little dish that I was hoping to see. I don't think it's your best, but it's got great flavor. Very good.
Christopher, please bring up your mousse. In terms of color and presentation, spot on. The sauce looks a bit sparse and very thin. But other than that, that looks like a perfect replication. Lobster, perfectly cooked, nice hunk so I can really put my teeth into it. The mousse, smooth as silk, velvety, taste, seasoning, perfect, and I can taste the scallops as well, which is very important. Good job.
Taya and Jeremy, you struggled enough with the surf. So let's see how you do with the turf. You'll be making a steak au poivre, a beautiful cut of beef tenderloin, coated in pepper and cooked to a perfectly pink medium rare, then served with a creamy pan sauce.
Oh God, there's more.
And you'll also be making a gorgeous steak tartare.
Oh, interesting.
Since with this dish, the tenderloin is served raw, the key here is ensuring that you have impeccable seasoning.
Your dishes should look exactly like ours and taste incredible because this is a replication challenge. And you only have 15 minutes.
What?
No.
Whoever does it the best gets to stay.
I have cooked steak au poivre before and steak tartare a few times, but we only have 15 minutes. It's crazy.
I have a good track record with these pressure tests, but Jeremy is #1 to beat.
Your 15 minutes starts now!
This is incredible. They went from team members to rivals.
And let's remember, both of these home cooks were finalists in their very own seasons. So they are no stranger to pressure, intensity, and getting the job done.
They're back to win, and it all comes down to this challenge.
Holy moly, these are hard to crush. Don't spend too long on that, Taya. Oh my gosh. She needs to move on to something else.
The first step in this challenge has to be prepping your filet seasoned with black and white peppercorns and a touch of salt. And then getting your tenderloin cooking.
That steak needs to be medium rare in the center.
The steaks are going to take almost the whole amount of time in order to cook and then rest, so I got that out of the way right away.
I noticed a very critical difference. Jeremy only put 1 piece of meat in the pan. Taya has 2 for backup. That's a smart move that Taya made.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think that's a good strategy because if you have too much in the pan, you're not going to get the right heat.
Come on, guys. Come on.
We only have 15 minutes. I'm moving faster than I ever have before. I'm fighting for my 2 little girls at home, my fiancée Agnes. I came here with a goal in mind, to take the title home with me. So I don't want to disappoint my 3 ladies at home.
10 more minutes left for 2 of the best beef dish you're ever gonna make.
Freaking hope so. I just can't believe one of them is going home.
I know. But these cooks have to balance 2 different dishes constantly. They've got the steak in the pan. They've been preparing their steak tartare. For the steak tartare, it is so essential to have the perfect seasoning. Freshness from the capers and gherkins, a little acidity. The mustard adds another depth of flavor, and not too much of it, otherwise it becomes too wet.
I love beef tenderloin. I cook it a lot at home. My husband's from Texas. Everyone knows him as Texan. So obviously he loves steak. I'm doing it for him. So much is riding on the steak and tartare. Doing awesome, Taya. Thanks.
5 minutes! Only 5 more minutes left! Come on, guys. Let's go, let's go! Push!
Taya's taken both her steaks out. Now she's letting them relax.
Stay focused, Jeremy.
Oh, look at that. Wow. She is deglazing the pan right now with brandy. That's the foundation for the sauce.
Oh, yeah. Coming back for more.
Oh, this is crazy.
Feels like my cream just went. I think my sauce split.
This sauce is very volatile. If the pan is too hot, it will split very quickly.
Shit. This is not what I need right now. So I immediately take it off the heat. I add more cream and I mix very quickly. If I don't get this sauce fixed, I am basically walking out those doors. Jeremy's sauce, it looks like it's broke, right?
It broke, yeah.
It broke.
I look away for 10 seconds and the sauce split. There's not much time left. I have to try to save this.
They are both neck and neck right now. This is gonna come down to the finest of details.
1 minute! You only have 1 more minute left. Come on, get it on the plate.
Hustle, hustle, hustle.
One of you will stay, the other one will go.
Don't forget every detail.
Make sure everything's on there. Make
Get
it look
everything on the
nice.
plate.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good job, guys.
It was so good.
Good job, good job.
Well done, guys.
My au poivre sauce is not looking how I want, but I know that the cook on my steak is probably gonna be perfect, so I'm feeling pretty confident.
I think I have replicated the judges' dishes as best as possible, but hopefully I fix my sauce.
Hi there, Taya.
Hi, Chef Michael.
You happy with the outcome?
I am very happy with the outcome, Chef.
We asked for the perfect medium rare. Do you feel you've cooked this to the perfect medium rare?
I mean, I'm hoping so. I couldn't leave it on the pan any longer, so. Oh my gosh.
I think it's leaning ever so slightly to the rare side of medium rare.
Okay.
seasoned really well. It's exactly the way a steak au poivre should be. Not overpowering, but enough to complement it. The sauce has that lush richness to it. Really nice job.
Thank you, Chef.
So, Thea, what I'm looking for in a beautiful tartare, I want to see that the meat is seasoned with all of the different garnishes, the chives, the parsley, the gherkins. I quite like the taste. A lot of punchy flavors happening there, good control of all the garnishes, really well seasoned.
Thank you, Chef.
Hello, Jeremy.
Hey, Chef.
You happy with the outcome of your 15-minute head-to-head challenge?
A little bit upset with the sauce. It's kind of starting to split.
You're right. The splitting is either because it's boiled too vigorously or there was a little bit of an imbalance with too much acidity. Are you feeling confident in the cook, medium rare?
I hope so, Chef.
There's a lot riding on this single cut. That's perfect. Yes. Medium rare. Nicely done.
Thank you, Chef.
Now let's see how it works with the sauce. Good seasoning, a good balance of the peppercorns. It allows the steak to shine. It is the unsightliness of a split sauce that is the biggest detractor on the dish. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Jeremy, let's look at the tartare. All these ingredients you put inside also have individual flavor. So at the end of the day, it's the balance.
Yeah.
Now that is good. That is good. Perfect combinations of seasoning there. You got the aromatic in there. You got the spices in there. I'm impressed.
Thank you, Chef.
I love salmon. I eat a lot of it. I'm gonna respect it, and I'm very pumped on this challenge.
Look at Barry and Trevor. They already started filleting their fish.
Barry started to make his first cut right under the gills, exactly like you should, turning the knife back onto itself and then cutting right down the backbone of that salmon. I got a sense he's done that before.
My wife and I live right on the water in Vancouver. I have friends that are fishermen, so I had better do this salmon proud.
I was a waitress at a Japanese restaurant for 3 years, so I got to constantly observe sushi chefs break down whole fish. You cannot have any hesitation. You need to do that one fluid motion, and you need to commit to it.
Barry, you got the crusted salmon.
I got the crusted, Chef. I'm gonna do a cornmeal, duck egg, panko, and pine nuts.
Sounds interesting. Beyond the crust, what else is happening with your salmon dish here?
I'm gonna do a nice grainy mustard cream sauce with the peas and gnocchi mushrooms.
So you're gonna choose a cream sauce with a fatty fish?
Lemony.
A lemon cream sauce.
Made it once or twice.
So you've done this before?
I've done this before.
Okay, stay focused.
I will, Chef.
Today I'm making a poached salmon with a homemade pesto sauce. I'm working with flavors I don't normally work with. It's totally out of my zone. Hope for the best. Whoops.
15 minutes, you have 15 minutes left. You need to be cooking your salmon soon if you haven't done so. Miranda, ever cooked salmon before?
I haven't, Chef.
How are you gonna win this challenge?
By doing what I always do and cooking with the flavors that I think will work well together.
What is in your glaze?
I did some rhubarb, honey, some chili oil, mustard, fish sauce. It's right here if you wanted to give it a little taste.
Very, very interesting. You know, I love rhubarb, and I've never used that in the glaze, okay? So this will be the first for me. You got a lot to do. I'm gonna let you do it.
Thank you, Chef.
All right, good luck.
Today, I'm gonna make a dashi poached salmon. I use bacon for the smokiness. I use fish sauce for that fishiness. And I use bonito flakes, which is the base for dashi broth. And I feel like this is my chance to show the chefs that I can cook Japanese.
Trevor seems to be the only home cook that is using that beautiful salmon skin. When you cook that crispy, it is delicious. It almost upstages the salmon itself.
Whoa!
Miranda, she is using that torch.
Woo! I am the fire queen.
It's a good technique, but she is doing it on a wooden chopping board. Now, never try that at home. Never torch on anything that's wood. 5 minutes, you have 5 minutes.
trying hard not to make this fish fall apart. It's like butter. Please stay together, fish. My salmon fell apart, which is the worst thing that can happen. But it's too late for me to poach it all again.
1 minute. You have 1 minute left.
Heat is on.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
I did a chili, honey, and rhubarb glazed salmon over a spinach and mushroom salad with toasted salted pine nuts.
Plating. I think you've done a great job. What I like about it is clean, tight, compact. So I can't wait to taste. Let's see what we've got. The fish is tender, moist. This rhubarb works. Overall, the flavors are really solid. Seasoning, I think, has a great balance to it. The glaze, I think you could have been just a tad more generous with it. A little advice. This dish requires a little bit of crunchy texture, a little crispy piece of rhubarb. Just a light oil, pop it in the oven, let it crispen up, use it as a garnish. But it's a great dish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I prepared a pine nut panko crusted salmon and a mustard lemon lime cream sauce.
Your presentation's improving.
Thank you.
You nailed the cook on the salmon. It does not get much better than that. Let's eat. That crust, wow, super light. I think the dish is very impressive. There are a few flaws. You had a little bit of a hot spot in your pan. The way to mitigate that, rotate that fish. So take a little peek underneath and see what's happening. Get into your food, right? I'm not a big fan of cream sauces with fish. If I were you, lighten it up. Use a vinaigrette. Start to cook outside of your comfort zone. Because I sense that you still haven't hit your stride yet.
Getting there.
What's it gonna take for the bear to come out?
You're the first person that's called me that here.
Really? Did someone else call you that before?
Nobody ever calls me Barry. It's Bear.
You have to start bringing it.
I will, Chef.
Please head to the front.
Thank you, Chef.
A stunning New York strip steak. Cooked to a perfect medium rare. Seared and seasoned on the outside, tender and juicy on the inside.
But there is something missing. Hand-cut frites. Hot, crispy, and perfectly seasoned.
Steak frite, a classic French bistro dish. But don't race to your stations yet. Steak frite needs one more thing. A rich, delicious side of béarnaise sauce. The perfect accompaniment to steak.
I can't go home because I love steak and frites. The thing that I go out on, I can't eat for the rest of my life, and I don't know how I'll live without steak and frites, so.
This is one of the most difficult dishes to actually master because there's absolutely no room for error.
You've got to cut perfect fries. They have to be the exact size. The judges are going to look at each individual fry to make sure they're all precise.
I noticed Kayla is cutting her potatoes almost with a laser precision. You should have every single potato cut the same size to get even perfect cooking. You do the first frying at a low temperature. Finally, you finish with deep frying at a higher temperature. It's actually one of the most difficult components in that dish.
Kayla, which component are you most worried about right now?
The frites.
Why is that?
Because I've never made frites before. They're blanched and they're ready to get put in.
You sure they're cooked enough?
Yes, Chef, they will be. They'll be perfect for you guys.
Why are you making your béarnaise off the heat?
I'm actually off on, so I don't scramble the eggs.
What happens if you scramble this?
I'm screwed.
Good luck.
Thank you, Chef.
You have 30 minutes left. Eric.
Chef.
Perfect steak, crispy frit, and béarnaise sauce. Which one's the hardest for you?
The béarnaise sauce is definitely the hardest. I cook steak all the time. I'm pretty confident with steak. Frites is frites.
Chinese are famous for making things very crispy. Crispy pork skin, crispy duck skin. So you better do well on this, okay?
Me too.
Because I will be looking out for this. Are you confident?
I'm pretty confident with this one. It beats a dessert, for sure.
Good luck.
Thank you, Chef.
Good cooking.
If you don't know how to make a béarnaise sauce, you simply cannot call yourself a chef on any level. You have to whip those eggs up and slowly add the butter. It's a volatile sauce. If you add too much butter too quickly to the egg yolks, it can break on you very easily.
You have 10 minutes left.
Eric's basting is flawless. It's amazing. He's cooking that steak like a professional chef.
Steak goes in, and I'm just praying it's getting a good sear. I hear the sizzle, so that's a good sign. Like music to my ears.
Kayla, we asked for steak to be cooked perfect, medium rare. What am I going to see when I cut your steak open?
Nice and crisp on the outside and a beautiful medium rare on the inside.
You're confident of that?
Never too confident.
It certainly is a little darker on the outside than I might expect.
Okay.
That is a nicely cooked medium rare steak.
Yes.
See it quite nicely. It's a little dark in some areas, which would lead me to believe maybe the pan was a little too hot.
Yes, Chef.
But the cook is perfect medium rare. The difference of color from the searing from the outside edge to a richer, deeper pink as it moves to the center. Beautiful.
Thank you, Chef.
It's very, very good. The seasoning is spot on also.
Thank you, Chef.
I was very concerned that you were putting too much on.
Kayla.
Hi, Chef.
You happy?
I'm very happy with my steak and my béarnaise.
These French fries, try one. What do you think?
I think they're cooked. I think they need more color on the outside, though.
I definitely agree with you that it needs a lot more sun, I think.
Looking at my fries, all I'm thinking is, where's my purse? I need my bronzer right now. These fries are pasty.
I would pay for that.
Thank you
It's
so much.
delicious. It's well balanced, great acidity. How did you master a béarnaise in 1 hour? You made it before?
Third time's a charm. This is my third time, but I eat a lot of it, so I know what it's supposed to taste like.
It took me hundreds of times to master the basic, humble hollandaise sauce, which is the mother of this sauce. And you've done that 3 times.
Thank you, Chef.
Had you nailed the fries, you'd probably have one of the best steak frites with béarnaise that I've ever had. It's so close.
Yes, Chef.
I'm making pistachio crusted lamb and sweet potato puree. I can't always be flying under the radar. I need to win this.
I need to strike the right balance of sweet, savory. So to go with the lamb, I want to do caramelized pear and sweet potato puree, and I wouldn't mind doing a better dish than Claudio.
I'm gonna do a ragu with some chanterelle mushrooms, oven-dried tomatoes, pearl onions, and crust my lamb in a little bit of pistachio, some mint, some basil, some coriander.
Chef Claudio is a super impressive chef.
Chef Claudio is here. It's like, I really got to bring my A game.
I plan on cooking at the lamb chop, and then I plan on having a poached pear with some goat cheese. Keep it very kind of Mediterranean style.
The pitfall with lamb is how long it takes to cook. You've got to sear it off in a pan, finish it off in the oven because it's a fairly thick piece of meat. Hi, Sabrina.
Hi, Chef.
You almost seem too calm. It's as if you're just, cooking for a Tuesday night supper.
It's funny that you say Tuesday night, because Tuesday night's my date night at home.
Oh, is that right? So
I'm cooking for my love. I'm cooking for my boyfriend. He is my #1 fan.
it's tough being away for a while.
It's so tough.
Look forward to tasting it.
Thank you, Chef.
I'm making a very complicated dish, wine poached pear, and that's a couscous with celery, carrots, and I'm gonna deep fry some sweet potatoes. I've never won a mystery box, and I'd sort of like to win at least once.
15 minutes! You have 15 minutes left!
I'm close to plating.
Oh, come on, show off.
What's he doing?
I think that this challenge is just too easy for Claudio.
How's everyone doing?
Michael put a pistachio crust on his lamb, just like you've done, but he didn't sear off his lamb at all.
Wow.
I like the idea of cutting the lamb. I think it's smart of Jennifer to attempt this. David is not doing a crust with pistachio. He's actually making a puree, which, if he pulled off, would be amazing. 5 minutes! You have 5 minutes left!
I have to attend to my lamb, guys.
Important thing now is timing.
I just gotta wait.
Claudia was very wise to cook the lamb first because I see everyone here is probably a little bit worried about the doneness of lamb.
Between medium and medium rare is the absolute sweet point when serving lamb.
1 minute! You have 1 minute left!
I'm gonna change this plate. I want it to look tighter and cleaner.
Looks good.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
Claudio, please bring your dish up to the front. Would you describe your beautiful lamb dish, please?
Lamb, look, a crust of pistachio, and then I took some sweet potatoes and I infused them with vanilla bean and finished it with a little bit of olive oil, which had some citrus in it.
The rest of you, come up and taste what a master chef like Claudio does, a beautiful rack of lamb.
It is a work of art.
Chef Claudio's plate is delicious. It's mouth-watering.
Very citrusy, and it's not a familiar flavor with lamb. It went so well together. It's gorgeous.
Pistachio crusted lamb rack with a sweet potato mash with some roasted garlic and goat cheese folded in, some butter glazed carrots.
Sounds like a lot, but you got it done. And the presentation is really quite nice. Very clean. You show off the lamb. You've got wonderful contrasting colors. Very nice cook on it. You know, the beautiful thing with a wonderful rack of lamb is that you want to have it showcase itself. So simple seasoning, salt and pepper, a little brush with the mustard, the pistachio. You've made lamb very happy today.
Thank you, Chef.
Well done. Strong dish.
I got this in the bag. It's mine. I feel like dancing.
The second dish we'd like to see was made by a home cook who honored the star of their dish in a homey and hearty way. Please bring your dish forward. Lynn.
Ooh.
Tell me, what's there?
Pistachio crusted lamb rack with a medley of vegetable couscous topped with poached pear and red wine.
You happy with this?
It's me on a plate. We have long winters in New Brunswick. You need something hearty to go through the winters.
I must admit, there's a lot on that plate. Very complex, sometimes deceiving.
Yep, a lot more than meets the eye.
So you marinated this, right?
Yes.
With a bit of
red wine and Dijon.
Dijon, okay. Very tender, well seasoned. I can taste the lamb, the wine, Dijon. Flavors very earthy, very rustic, and the pear, bit of the sweetness. There's something really Canadian about this. So I'm impressed with that.
Thank you, Chef.
I think I'm gonna win this thing because it's like me on a plate. There's more to Lynn than what meets the eye.
The third dish we like to taste was made by a home cook who plated something innovative that begs a second look. Please come up. David.
Every time I'm in the top 3, David gets called and David wins it.
It's a lamb rack with a sweet potato mash and a pistachio puree.
The lamb, cooked beautifully. Your sweet potato, beautiful, soft and creamy. Each component stands out on their own. What I think you could have done is maybe used 3 lamb chops, because when you're presenting, often the odd numbers look so much more aesthetically pleasing on a plate. Well done, great dish otherwise, David.
Tastes great. This is the star of the plate, pistachio. Very fresh, very punchy, very smart. Good job.
I came here to be in the finale. This has to turn out perfect. First thing I do, I get my brownies going. Those things have to bake and cool down fast.
Both of them are doing the brownie first.
I am expecting that chocolate brownie to be soft, moist, and mouth-watering.
The chocolate mousse is a very technical dessert to get going.
It certainly is. You'll have to take the passion fruit, you'll have to freeze it into a half sphere, and then you're gonna put your wonderful light chocolate mousse, and then your passion fruit inside of the chocolate mousse. That goes into the freezer. The whole thing sets. It's actually one of the most complicated desserts to do.
It's very tricky.
Ooh, time is a-ticking. I'm feeling the burn. I want this so bad.
5 minutes! You have 5 minutes left. And remember, it's a replication, but taste is king.
My brownie is coming out really well. It's nice and dense. It's also cutting really clean edges. That looks about right.
2 minutes! You have 2 minutes left!
That doesn't work.
You know, desserts need to look absolutely beautiful. One shake of the hand, one misstep with piping out that chocolate, and you've got to start that plate again.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up! Lynn, it looks pretty perfect to me. I like that crack because it's kind of like thin ice. Sugar, coat felt very, very even, and that's what I was looking for. Inside, you have a nice combination, nice mixture of the white chocolate with the egg mix. That is close to perfection. Great dish.
Thank you, Chef.
Lynn, how are you feeling?
I'm very proud of myself right now.
At first glance, I do think your cutting of the chocolate brownie is less precise and a little ragged around the edge there. And that was the easiest aspect of this dish to pull off. But in the words of my esteemed colleague, taste is king. That ice cream is spot on. The chocolate brownie, delicious, soft, moist. All in all, a very good brownie.
Thank you, Chef.
This is not going to be easy. Thank you.
Me and Lynn are both strong players. We're neck and neck.
And now we're down to the final dessert. I have to say, this looks very elegant. You think you achieved the liquid center that we're looking for?
Yes, Chef.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a sight of beauty. I hope it tastes as good as it looks. Fantastic.
Thank you, Chef.
A French fruit tart? I have very little experience with any type of pastry, and especially one that looks like that.
The secret to this beautiful dessert is finding the perfect balance between several stunning components. First, the buttery pastry, which must be baked to a crisp and flaky golden brown. Secondly, a silky smooth layer of vanilla bean pastry cream, stirred to the perfect consistency. And to top it all off, a stunning arrangement of fresh fruit, all coated in a deliciously light apple glaze. The slightest misstep could end your MasterChef Canada journey. Please come up and have a taste.
I'm from New Brunswick. I've never seen a French fruit tart at any of the bakeries that I go to. This is way out of my expertise.
This is gonna be hard. This is gonna be really difficult to replicate.
I'm not really as strong with dessert as I am with savory stuff, but you know what? I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna make a perfect pastry. It's gonna be art in a tart.
Good luck, and please go to your stations.
This is not gonna be an easy challenge. Seeing that so many strong home cooks are down there, it's gonna be a dogfight.
At your stations, you'll find everything you need to replicate this delicious French dessert and 45 minutes to do it in. Are you ready?
Yes, Chef.
Your time starts now.
I'm so nervous right now, and I'm not even cooking.
Pressure's on.
I don't do pastry. I don't do pastry at all. I'm gonna need a miracle today. Luckily, I believe in miracles.
10 minutes. Yep, 10 minutes left.
Holy Hannah.
Cody's in the most trouble right now.
Cody can't seem to get his pastry off of the pan.
Look at Cody. He's losing valuable time.
It's not cooperating very nicely.
My God.
He is so far behind right now. There he goes. He's got it.
Yes, thank you. I need to hurry up. I need every single second that I have.
Cody's in serious trouble. He still has to put all the fruit down, plus he has to glaze.
I don't think Cody's gonna make it.
I have to move. I really, really, really have to move.
Final 2 minutes.
This is really freaking intense, man.
Feel me now, Hans?
Ain't going home today.
Oh, John is the first one to actually start glazing. You glaze the top of the fruit. It's got to be clean sheen, so it looks like glass.
Good. 30 seconds.
This is cutting it really close. Cody's not gonna make it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
Amazing. Relief. I think that I'm gonna be okay.
I'm looking over at the other people's, and I'm going, I got this.
It's time to taste your French fruit tarts. David, the first thing that I notice is how high the fruit sits. It's as if the fruit just wants to sort of jump out. It looks great. Let's see how it cuts. Looks like some real craftsmanship there, David.
Thank you.
Thin crust, and to get the pastry that even all the way. It's a little finesse. Let's see how it tastes. A nice crispness to the pastry. The pastry cream could have been just a tad softer. The fruit, if you're gonna cut thick, have them all thick. That's the consistency, and yours has that consistency. All in all, quite impressive.
Thank you, Chef.
Andrew.
Yes, Chef.
How do you feel about this?
I'm actually kind of proud. This is something that is so foreign to me.
You know, this is a mighty fine-looking tart, considering you've done it in 45 minutes. I think it's a very good effort. I mean, it looks good. It looks very good. You have very nicely precise cut on your fruit.
I try to get everything as uniform as possible.
The crust is crispy, thin, it's even. But the pastry cream, unfortunately, it's a bit bland. I can't taste the vanilla at all. It lacks a little taste. Not so good.
Lynn, how are you?
Good, how are you, Chef?
Oh, look how exact that is. It's beautiful. Did not skimp on the pastry cream, did you?
No, sir, because it tastes yummy.
I don't find any faults in this tart.
Thank you, Chef.
You just keep getting better, Lynn.
Thank
The
you.
crust is, I mean, it's like a machine did it. The cream is light, thin crust, and again, 45 minutes.
I've never made one of these before, ever. So I'm actually surprising myself every day that I'm here.
Keep doing that, and you might land the biggest surprise.
Thank you, Chef.
Cody?
Yes, Michael?
So you came tearing up here in the final seconds and just made it.
I did.
Is that a time management thing?
I don't think so, Chef. I want to make sure that I had the best dish that I could present in the allotted time.
You don't like raspberries? They didn't make it to the plate.
That is an oversight.
This is a replication challenge, right? Pastry cream, light. I think there could have been just a tad more so the fruit sat up a touch in it. It was a replication challenge. No raspberries. Got to see.
John.
Hello, Chef.
It looks like you duplicated the fruit really well.
Thank you.
Keep surprising me with those big hands. I don't know how you do these little dainty things so well. Pastry cream? I mean, there's almost nothing here.
Yeah. Definitely skimped on it.
The tart is perfectly cooked. It's crisp. I only wish it was a little more cream and more balance. And there's just not a lot of the glaze on top of the berries. A few areas that could definitely be improved upon.
There are 6 elements on my plate. One of the elements is black olive pistachio dark chocolate bread. I have to get that bread made because from start to finish, it takes an hour.
This dish is all about layers. The first layer is white chocolate graham cracker cake. The second layer, cream cheese mousse with vanilla bean. And on the top are shards of meringue. And for a garnish, I'm doing lemon curd.
This is the deal breaker. If this dessert isn't perfect, everything will be for naught.
With dessert, it is all about the refinement, and I think dessert is far less forgiving.
In pastry, there's nowhere to hide.
The dessert I've been working on in my head is very complicated, and I will need an hour and 15 minutes to produce it. And I have 60 minutes. I'm working on lemon curd. Every move I make needs to be intentional. I don't have the time to make mistakes.
15 minutes! There's 15 minutes left!
Oh. What did he put in there?
Curd. He just realized he didn't cook it.
I stuck a raw lemon curd into the freezer. I need to cook that. I am in full panic mode.
He is really cutting this close. I'm not sure he's gonna make it. David just realized he forgot to cook this lemon curd. You've got to whisk everything and let it set in the fridge, and that takes time.
10 minutes! You have 10 minutes left!
Here we go.
This is very, very close.
He is really cutting this close.
I see nothing on the plate. But Lynn is almost finished. 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes left.
Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable.
So finally, David is now starting to plate. He's starting to put together his dessert.
You got it.
Oh my God, he's still running around.
Lynn is already finished.
1 minute. You have 1 minute left. He's still got to put his meringue on. It's going to be within seconds if he pulls this off.
You can do it, Dad!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
My dessert is a lemon curd parfait on a graham cracker sponge base with meringue.
Are you as surprised as we are that you pulled this off?
No, I wasn't gonna give up. Not today. No way.
Can't wait to try it. I really adore all the flavors. The presentation to me is unique. There's so many textures happening here. You have crunchy from the meringue, soft from the mousse. The cake is sensational, flawless.
You know, David, I am impressed. You really elevated your wife's lemon dessert here. The star of the show really is this lemon curd because the sharpness and the sweetness, that balances perfectly. This, to me, is heaven in a spoon.
My dessert's a plate on a cheese plate. It has homemade chocolate olive bread, pistachio brittle, a mascarpone mousse, candied apricots, and my favorite cheese, Chateau de Bourgogne.
Well, then, this is an intelligent dessert. The chocolate bread with the pistachio and the olive goes very nicely with that salty cheese. And the apricot, that's delicious. This is a plate I would like to share with my friends.
Lynn, the mascarpone mousse. Mascarpone can be extremely rich and heavy, but you were able to present it in a way that delivered a featheriness to it.
Lynn, you've done something very, very rare on this cheese board. You've mixed two ingredients that work so beautifully together, the olives and the chocolate. It's actually one of the most memorable things I've had in the entire competition. I would serve that in my restaurant any day.